and welcome to Patricia's Orchids. Today, I would like to share with you how I take care of my Cattleya maxima. There are two types. I have the shorter upland variety. It takes slightly cooler temperatures and has 3 to 5 dark lavender flowers per stem. This is where I keep my Cattleya maxima in my greenhouse. While my greenhouse has a 8 Celsius minimum, because I keep these orchids on a heat mat, it stays above 11 here. If it's going to be a particularly cold night, I cover the orchids with a bubble wrap. So that's why this frame here is, so the bubble wrap will just go over that. But the orchids seem to be okay with that. I just have to be careful. I'll keep knocking over the nepenthes and spilling water everywhere. But yeah, this is where it is. It gets a lot of light. Yeah, that's as far as it's going over. So what's the temperatures like in here? So it's just past 10, and it's already climbed to 17.8. Yesterday's high was 22.9, and last night it was 11.4. So I use 5 to 6 month Osmocote Pro slow release fertilizer, but I'm going to be switching to the 8 to 9 month fertilizer because I'm finding that the 5 to 6 month doesn't last long enough. I supplement this by rotating feeds of calcium nitrate, followed by a feed of CalMag. Third feed is usually either going to be seaweed extract or any treatments needed, and the fourth watering is always a flush. So, how often do I feed my plants? In the winter, I let the media dry out between feeds. Then in February, when the new growths start, I'll start to increase the frequency of the feeds until in June, from June to September, I will let it just get damp. It never dries out completely. The strength of these feeds depend on the time of year. In the winter, it's usually 100 parts per million, while in the summer, it's usually 200 parts per million. This is its current appearance. It's a bit scraggly. You can see it started its new spring growth. There's 1, 2 there. There's 3 and 4 up there. And if I turn it, there is 5 there. So it's got 5 new growths started. I would expect these to mature end of May, beginning sometime in June. And then they usually start a second growth after that. These are the 2 pseudobulbs that decided to start growing at the end of August, beginning in September. This one even tried to shoot a spike up, but by then it was already October and it was a little bit too late and cold. This shows you how vigorous Cattleya maxima can be. I knocked the leaf off this pseudobulb when it wasn't even mature yet. It still grew and it still flowered, and it had a spike with 3 flowers on it last year. So after 2 years, it finally bloomed in 2019. 3 of the pseudobulbs it grew that year, and the other 3 pseudobulbs were from the 2 previous years. So Cattleya maxima will grow will bloom from old sheaths, and sometimes it even grows double sheaths. I allow mine to have as much light as it will take, including direct noontime sun. And that's how I take care of my Cattleya maxima. Thank you for watching and take care. Bye.